Hello, my name is Oliver and welcome to our new tutorial. First, I'm gonna show you what we will do today. We're gonna do some cool energy warp effect with all these particles and smoke going on. First, you need a few things for this tutorial. First, you need the brand new plugin from Andrew Kramer, which is called Saber. And for that, just go to videocopilot.net and click here on Saber plugin. It's a very, very cool plugin and it's free. So we say thank you, Andrew, for this very, very cool plugin. And just download that and go to our website, ILUMY.design. Go to tutorials and here you find the escape tutorial. And if you click on it, fast internet connection, sorry. If you click on that, you will have here download project files, and here you have all the project files and you have a preset from us which helps to build this smoke effect here. Oops, sorry. To build the smoke effect here, so it's much more easier and simpler to do that. And before we start, I just want to say simply thank you to all of you guys who follow us, who watch our tutorials, who like us, who share us, who put our videos to all your playlists. You are the reason why we do these tutorials, and we just want to say simply thank you for watching our tutorials. And now let's get started. Jump in, go to composition, new composition, and make it HD. 25 frames, 1920, 1080, 10 seconds duration, black background, and OK. So first is we need a new solid, and we call it ramp. Make it comp size, black background, and hit OK. And for example, may I type this the right way with a small a, sorry for that. And go to your effects and presets and type in ramp. And here you have the gradient ramp with the ramp layer selected. Double click on it and this is what you get. And we want to have this ramp from left to right. So we choose this start point here, bring it to the left, black, and to the right, white. So, okay. Next is we need the colorama. Type in colorama and double click on it, and this is what you get. If you don't have the same colors here, you can simply achieve this, adjust that by clicking on the output cycle and go to the presets here and use the RGB preset, and then click between the red and green and give them a yellow color, then between blue, green and blue, like here. And we use this one, and between red and blue, and give them a pink, like so. And now you have done this rainbow color. We will use that layer to colorize all of the audio effects and smoke effects going on later. So we have to pre-compose that. Select the ramp layer, go to layer, pre-compose, move all attributes to the new comp and just call this color map background and hit OK. Now we go back to our main comp. Maybe I want to just rename this to main comp so it's a bit easier to follow. Main comp. OK. And we need another new solid. Layer, new solid, and this time we call it audio, and we make it again comp size and black and hit OK. And now we need an effect called audio waveform. Type in audio and then double click on audio waveform, and the first thing we want to do is we click here on composite on original, so we have this line here, the single line here, and this audio waveform plugin or effect controls audio waves from, of course, an audio file. And for that, we need this in our composition. So you can use any WAV or MP3, I think works also, but you can use an audio file, bring it into the comp, go back to your audio layer and to the effect controls. And you can here select the layer which contains your audio information. In our case, it's layer 3. And here we go. This is what we have now. Okay. We can adjust all of these settings. First is we will change the inside and outside color to white. Okay. And then we can, we play with the maximum height. So we cranked it up and give them a bit more samples, like so. And we want to bring the start and end point of this waveform all around to the end of our layer, so that it covers the whole range of the layer. Okay. So what we do next is we change the transfer mode. If you can't see them, you have. Let me show it here. If you don't see these layers, you have here in the down left corner some icons to click on it to show these transfer modes. Here we go. And we change the transfer mode on the audio layer from normal to stencil ILUMY. And now we have the rainbow color of the audio file, which looks very, very cool. Okay. So next is we have to pre-compose all of this again. Select all of these layers, go to layer, pre-compose, and call that audio layer 1. Remove all attributes. We don't want to use them. Open a new composition. Okay. So this is our first audio layer. And we want to have them round. So to achieve that, select the audio layer, go to Effects and Presets, and type in polar coordinates. And just double click on it. And bring the interpolation from 0 to 100%. And change the type of conversion, sorry. The type of conversion from rect to polar, and now you have the circle. Okay. Next is we need this circle, this metal circle, this one here. And to do that, in the main comp, deselect the audio 1 layer, go to your ellipse tool, and go to the center of your circle. Hold down Shift and String on Mac, and so you can make a perfect circle, like so. Then we center them using the arrow keys. Okay. On default, your shape layer has a fill, for example, a ramp. To get rid of this, click on the fill text and then choose none. So you have a transparent background, or you have no background. Okay. Next is we want to have a texture on this circle. For that, we use another effect called CC Threads. Just double click on that. This is what we have so far. Now we want to tweak that. Go to the width. We take 10, also the height 10, and overlaps 4. So we have a very cool grid here around the circle. And next we select the shape layer again and go to layer styles and give them a bevel emboss. So we got some light reflections going on here. Okay. So now one of the problems will be that your sparks going above the ring, but we can tweak that very simple. First is we bring the shape layer under the audio layer, and then we select the audio layer, go to our mask tool and take the rectangle mask tool and just draw a mask here. Okay. Now we select the mask on this side, and as you see, if we come to the center, you see where all the sparks starts, and then we draw it just here, if these lines touching here the inner side of the ring, and then we take the other side of the mask and bring it just to the top. So now we have a perfect sudden mask here, and yeah, that looks cool. What you can do with your audio layer, if you double click on it, you can click on the audio layer to see the settings. You have different options here to change the style of your waveform. For example, you can use digital, which gives you some bars, or you can use analog dots, which gives you some dots. You can play with the thickness to make it more visible. Okay? Yeah, that's all you can do with that, and you can tweak all the settings so that it fits to your needs. We'll leave it on analog lines for now. We go back to our main comp, and we go to our project, and then we make a copy of the audio layer by important doing copy paste, edit copy, edit paste. We bring the audio 2 layer above the audio 1 layer, and we make another copy, edit copy, edit paste. We rename that to audio layer 3. Sorry, did the mistake. So make sure you make copy paste here in your project files and not here in the in your composition. So in the project file, select audio layer 2, edit copy, edit paste. Otherwise, you will always change one layer and anything which is linked to this. So it's better. Take care. You have to use it there. So we first we hide the audio 3 layer. We double click on audio 2 layer, go to audio settings and change the style. We want to have some dots. We play with the thickness a bit and with the maximum height. Yeah, it looks cool. Okay, so back to our main comp. Here we go. We have to copy paste the polar coordinates, string C on the keyboard, select layer 2, string V on the keyboard to copy. And we also want to copy the mask, select the mask, C, copy, and V, paste. And now we have here our dots. Yeah, that looks very cool. And we switch on our audio 3 layer, double click on it, and click on audio and change this time from analog lines to digital. And maybe we bring the maximum height a bit down and give him less samples, like so. Yeah, that looks not so bad. We go back to our main comp. Where is it? Here we go. And again, copy paste the polar thing, string C on the keyboard, select the new layer, string V on the keyboard, and also we copy the mask, copy, paste, and now anything sits inside of our ring. Maybe double click the audio layer and make a bit offset of the audio file, and also on the audio 2 layer, just offset it a little bit so we got much more variation inside of that. And maybe bring the thickness down a bit of the digital layer because it looks not so, it's better, it's a bit thinner, it looks better. Yeah, okay. So back to main comp. This is what it looks like so far. Next is we want to do this dust thing, the smoke going on here and sucked into the middle. For that, we go to the project file, select the audio 3 layer, make again a copy, so edit copy, edit paste, here we go, and rename that to audio layer smoke. We double click on that. we go to the audio layer, effects and presets, and delete the audio waveform. Next is we go to composition, new composition. We call that, we make a new composition and call that smoke BG or smoke layer. Important, make it 400 by 400 pixels, and duration of your comp and black background, and hit OK. Now go to layer new solid and call that smoke, simply smoke, and hit OK. And go to your effects and presets and type in ILUMY fire. Here we go. By the way, as you see here, it's ILUMY Grid. This will be our new plugin. We are right now testing beta. So yeah, stay with us to get any news to this very cool and useful new plugin. I think it will be online in April 2016, as of this year in April. Yeah, just follow us. It's a very cool one, and yeah, we're working on it. But back to our smoke layer. Double click with the layer selected ILUMY fire, and this is what you got. It's a pre-animated, yeah, smoky look, and it contains fractal noise, turbulent displays, an unsharp mask, and a vector blur, which is not checked on default. And with the smoke layer selected, go to your elliptical tool and double click on it, so you got an elliptical mask around that. Next is we bring all these little points a bit to the center so that we have a straight edge, and then hit with the smoke layer selected MM on the keyboard and feather the mask. Here we go. And then click this little icon to make sure that you don't have sharpened edges here on the side. And scrub through the timeline because there's a displacement on it too, so that you are 100% sure you don't have sharpened edges like so, because that won't look fine in the composition. Okay? So then we can close this smoke layer, and we are back in our audio layer smoke. We go to the project settings and bring in our smoke layer, or smoke composition in this case. Smoke layer, here we go. And we just shut it off. Okay? Now select the audio layer, and we rename that, by the way, and call it particle. Okay? So now you are in the audio layer smoke, and we just renamed the audio layer to particle, and what it needs is, with the particle layer selected, we need Trapcode's particular. So type in particular, double click on it, and this is what we have so far. First is we change the emitter settings, which means we want to have not a point emitter, so we want to have a box emitter, and we bring the emitter X size to the whole range of our layer. Maybe 180 is okay, 1800. Next is we close the emitter settings and we go to the physics section, and we want to have a negative gravity. Let's try 240 minus 240. And then we take care of our particles. And first is we change the particle type from sphere to texture polygon colorize. Now you have access to this texture section, and we choose our smoke layer. Here we go. And we increase the size a bit so we can see what's going on there. This is what it looks so far. Looks weird, not very cool, but you have here under the texture settings the time sampling, and on default it's current time, and we change that to random loop. It means it takes randomly still images from the particle smoke layer and creates a single particle and the next one is again a random looped particle, and so you get much more variation on it. And this is what we have so far. Looks not so bad. It's of course colorized because we have the transfer mode to stencil luma on default. And the next thing we want to take care of is the size over life. So click here, and now you have here the presets, and you have a fade in, fade out preset. We choose that because this is what we need. That looks very cool. Next is we want to achieve the life or tweak the life a bit to 2 seconds. That's maybe okay. Yeah, that looks cool. And again, we want to change the blend mode from normal to, let's try add. That looks weird. We take screen. That looks cool. Maybe a bit more particles or a bit more size. Let's try this. Yeah, that looks cool. It looks very cool. Okay. So what we need on top of this particle effect is a sharpen effect. So go to effects and presets and type in sharpen and give them an amount of 30 to get more details here on these smoke. Okay, so back to our main comp again. We bring in our audio layer smoke. This is what we have, and again copy paste polar coordinates from the audio layer below. Here we go. String C, audio layer smoke, string V. Now we have anything in the center. And what you can do is also copy the mask, or you bring the smoke layer just under the ring layer. So you have on several things here sometimes smoke coming outside of the ring, like here pieces, but it looks very cool, looks a bit organic, so I leave it this way. And what I also will do is I change the audio layer 1, 2 and 3 to add, so we have a bit more glow going on here inside of this ring. So now let's try the Saber plugin from Andrew Kramer. For that, we make a copy of our audio layer 3, edit, copy, edit, paste. We call that, we rename that from audio layer 4 to audio layer Saber. Just double click on that, and we go to effects control, select audio layer, and delete the audio waveform, and type in the effects and presets Saber. Here we are with your Tutorialpilot Saber. Double click on it, and here you have your Saber. Because we have stencil luma, this Saber color is driven by the background, and if you change start and end point, just grab it here, you will see you have this very cool rainbow Saber effect. Next, what we change is the preset. Saber comes with a bunch of cool presets, and we want to have, let's try torch. Looks a bit electric, but cool. Oh, let's use that. That looks cool. And we want to have the ring build up, so we want to animate the stroke from left to right. So you go to customize core, and here you have a start offset and end offset, and this is where you can drive your Saber, your stroke. Okay, so we go to frame 1, click end offset, stopwatch, bring it to 0, and then we want to animate that up to 2 seconds and just bring that up to 100. Okay, here we go. This is what we have so far. if we go back to our main comp and we bring in our audio layer Saber on top of that, this is what we have. And if we again copy paste the polar thing, copy paste, then we have, as you see here, here it comes, just around that. Okay, you can achieve that. You can bring the endpoint just to have a look where you are. No, it's the start point. It's the start or endpoint. Help me. Core start point to here. And if you go back to your main comp, you see now the start point sits here and the endpoint sits here. So it animates a circle from inside to outside. Of course, you can drive this from the center. So just for example, if you go to your Saber layer and you put this all about to the top here, to the corner, and go back to your main comp, you will see it comes from the center of your circle and goes to the inside. But why I do this offsetting is just to make sure on which place I have to put these inner circle. Maybe I want to have it on the outside, so must be something like here, should be fine. And I can see the core is on 606, which is this position. And if I bring that also down to 606, I have a straight line, and I can double check in the main comp. It sits outside, maybe a touch more. So let's try 610 by 610. And back to main comp to check that. Yeah, it's better. Now it sits on the outside. We change the transfer mode to add. So here we go. This is the basic idea to do this smoke effect, suck it into the center of your ring. One thing we want to do is we want to have some smoke around here. For that, we make a new composition. We call it big smoke. Things. We need, of course, an HD composition. Sorry for that. Make it HD, 1920, 1080, 25 seconds, and the duration of your composition. Hit OK. And now we bring in our colorama background and a new solid. We call that big smoke or big dust, it's better. And we apply our ILUMY fire preset to that. ILUMY fire, here we go. And we want to change some settings. First, close all this, we go to the fractal noise settings, we bring the contrast to 230 and the brightness to -23. We go to transform and scale that down to 70. Here we go. And now we check the vector blur and we change the amount so that we have some cool organic veins here going on, and we change the transfer mode again to standstill luma. This is what we have, and we mask that right in here, like so, that we have space on top and bottom, and with the dust layer selected, hit MM on the keyboard and feather the mask a bit, just a touch. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And if we go back to our main comp, we bring in our big dust layer or big smoke. Here we go. Yeah. And again, we do the polar thing by copy paste. And we have this energy coming from outside to the inside of our ring. We also can add that. So we have more glowing going on there. And we make a copy of this big smoke. String D for double, and we change the polar coordinates from rect to polar to rect. Okay, and hit T on the keyboard and bring the opacity down to 17, or let's try 20%. And make it again, string D for duplicate, and hit R on the keyboard and rotate that by 180 degrees. Here we go. And this is what we have so far. Yeah. So what we need in addition to that is a background. So go to Layer, New Solid, BG. Okay, and we bring that just under the audio layer one smoke, and we apply again a CC threads to that. And make it, let's try 20 by 20 by 5. And we go to Layer, Solid Settings with the BG layer selected, of course, and change the solid settings from black to, let's give them a dark brown color. Hit OK, and now we can see that. So to do animations on that, we select all of these smoke layers and go to Layer. Now don't select the big smoke, just the ring smokes here, audio layer, and go to Layer, Pre-compose, and call it Main Ring. Move all attributes, hit OK. Make it a 3D layer, also the BG layer, 3D layer. Hit P on the keyboard and bring it just a touch to the front, and hit P on the keyboard on the BG and bring it back like so. Hit S on the keyboard and scale it up like so, and then go to Layer, New Light, make it a point light. Here we go. Intensity of 100. Hit OK. Bring the light layer on top. Hit P and play with the lighting position so that you get a cool lighting here. Let's try this like so. Okay. Just a touch like so. Okay. Next is the main ring selected, and D on the keyboard and P on the keyboard, and position it just so into front. Make a copy of the light, string D, and also position it closer to your second ring, maybe like so. Okay, and have a look. This is what we have now. Two very cool rings. I just hide the second main ring to show you what you can do with the colorization. Why we do that? So maybe if you now go to your colorization layer, colorama background, here we go. And if you change this effect to another preset, maybe try some bluish, and you go to your main comp, you see that anything is colored in this new BG layer, in this new BG color. Okay, so you can do very cool cool stuff with that. So you are very flexible in the colorization of your energy warp effect. It's also automatically updated to your comp, and if you want to have more light, you can go to the light and go to the light settings. Here we go, light options, and increase the intensity. Okay. And also for light number 2, we'll play with the position or the lightning or whatever. And now you have full access to the color correction of your energy warp effect. Okay, that's why we use this pre-composition on the beginning of this tutorial. Now let's unhide this second ring. There we go, here, and play with the lights. Position. Here we go. Like so. And the intensity, light options. That looks very cool. Maybe let's try fire. You try to make sure that you have on the left and the right side the same color, otherwise you have a huge cut inside of your color effect. Here we go. Looks also very, very cool. So you can do your warp effect whatever you like. One little thing to put text around this shape. I don't use that so much times, but it's a very cool yeah, let's say tip if you don't know that. First I hide this ring, so I want to have text around this circle. And for that I just take my text tool and type in whatever I like. Type your text as you like it to be, or whatever. And then with the text layer selected, go to your mask shape tool and take the elliptical one, go to the center of your circle and hold again shift and string to make a perfect circle. And then go to your text settings, to the path options, and choose your mask. And now you have your text inside your mask. You can change that by reverse path. Now you have anything outside. You can change the margin here. You can change the alignment to fit to the length of your stroke or your path. And so you can easily place your text on shapes. You can of course modify them later on. You can also change these settings and the text will stay on your mask. I don't use that so much times, but it's a very cool hint or tip to have that in mind, how you can arrange text. I'll make it a bit smaller. Maybe let's try 60 and bring this to the top, like so. And here we go. You can also make the text layer 3D. You can bring in a camera, composition, sorry, layer, new camera. Here we go. Make it 35 millimeters, hit OK. And because of all these layers are 3D layers, you can orbit around, and also the effects are 3D. Okay? Make sure you don't orbit too much, because it's a 2D layer, so but to get the idea what you can do with that, you can zoom in, zoom out to this. You can use that for whatever you like. You can make also these big smoke elements 3D to move them to make them link to the ring. You can also offset them to several places by changing the position. And yeah, that's the basic idea to our tutorial. Hope you like that. Yeah, we will see us next time where we will hopefully announcing or showing our new plugin. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.